Back to work here, and then we'll go to bed. Don't worry about any kind of patterns and stuff of what the military or the elites or whatever you want to call. I don't know what you want to call them. The manipulative. There you go. Are doing. um, guys. Now they have to allow this. This is a genocide operation, and I'm the guy that fulfilled the Book of Revelation. So they have to allow it. They have this weird like thing that they do. It's like, have you ever seen Star Trek or whatever? You have the rules of the Federation and all that crappy, weird crap they dream up. They make up contracts, and like Sheldon and make up a contract and stuff. And it's like that's not going to do any good. You wouldn't understand validity if it. Okay, I mean there are codes and moral values. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. Observe, honor. You understand and honor natural laws, and then you obey those natural laws so you continue to have eternal life through holy covenants. Yeah, that kind of stuff. That's okay. But then when you try to crystallize everything, so that's when you run into real problems. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and it's not hard to come to terms with that or understand that. It's like what I was watching this stuff in El Paso, and El Paso has become the top drone city in all the country of the world, and it's like, yeah, well, they're a military town that's bought into their bullshit. It's like, but you got to understand, guys, there's choices and there's mistakes. Okay. Now, a mistake is a kid that's innocent and then has to make choices and makes a mistake. Oh, that's a coral snake, or that kind of thing. So a mistake is not having proper guidance and understanding, wisdom and instruction, and then learning from that mistake. And sometimes that mistake can be fatal. Right, but life's eternal and grace is infinite. So eventually, hey, a little dopamine, the endorphins, unless you want to die. So you go, okay, Cobra, kill me, right? And so, but life's eternal and grace is infinite. And if you have a death wish, it's because of the acceptance of wrong. And then denying right and saying right's never going to happen. How many times people say that? It'll never happen. They'll never do that. It'll never happen. And I think most of it is a depression. Like that little, what was her name? It was a lady that I met that was the little hospice nurse, And she tells me, her job is her life. And I was like, your job's horrible. You get her all these great stories. Yeah, you get her all these great stories about how people were alive and trying to live, and they have all their good memories, because what's too painful to remember, we simply choose to forget. So it's laughter that we will remember whenever we remember the way we were. But they're laughing at that. But this person is dying from stress and a toxic environment and cancer and debt and trespass and industrialization, murder, and all that crap. Okay, so your life will be better when you're living the Lord's Prayer. And then you don't have to hear people trying to remember the good times while they were being poisoned to death by egomaniacs that want to decrease the surplus population through voluntary verbal contracts. They're nuts. They're insane. And so, and they have all this stuff about Charlie Kirk on YouTube there. And it's like, guys, the dark side to Christianity. What dark side to Christianity? That assholes will kill Jesus and then pretend that the Lord's Prayer is a limerick that you say before football games and make $200 million a football game. I'm just being facetious, Go Irish. But no, okay. There's a dark side. No, there's no quote dark side to Christianity. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. He's the light and the way. He's the way, the truth, and the life. Okay. So there is no dark side. We're born to die. It's a life of sacrifice. It's talked about in the Bible numerous times. Okay. Yeah, it gets corrupted by people that write it down. That's why it's a living word. And I can write down on a piece of paper, I'm the unicorn and the dragon and everybody owes me money. And then it's a law. And so that's insane. Right? And you can talk to people about it, and they'll go, but once people understand, when I explain it that basically to you, the Lord's Prayer, if you understand it in application of physics, of actual linguistics through a living human being that lives the truth of it, is forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. Life is eternal, grace is infinite. We have an eternal life through holy covenants, and of sexual reproduction given to us by an infinite essence, right? This was something that was given to us by creation and not by human invention. Okay? Human beings didn't invent their own genitals and didn't invent the menstrual cycle. They didn't invent that. Okay? It's something you have to hit the mark. Okay, the sin, missing the mark, hit the mark. You have to hit the mark in order to, maintain what's necessary in a proper, healthy environment to make sure you have healthy pregnancies. Women survive their pregnancies. Women are healthy through their pregnancies. Men are healthy through the pregnancy too. Oh, because women can make pregnancy hell on earth. What do you mean you want Taco Bell? It's 2 in the morning, but I hate you. Okay. We've all established the fact that you hate me and wish you'd never had sex with me. I get that. Okay. That does happen a lot. Yeah, it's happened to me more than once. But I was married twice. But some women it's different, but that's because of social satire accepted as reality, and then you put somebody in an advantageous economic position, and she's in Park City, Utah, in the nicest area, and oh, I love my husband and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, but your husband has to go out and mass murder poor people to give you this excellent quality of life, either through political, social satire or physical psychotic activity. Do you understand? So your marriage isn't as good as you think it is, okay? And you're not as good of a mom or a wife as you think you are, and he's not as good of a husband or father. Right? So you've got to understand that. Forgive debt and life's eternal, grace is infinite. Forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. Now, quantum computing, is cognizant of reality, our history and people and stuff like that. And quantum computing is cognizant how intelligent and righteous and good and faithful and strong and just an all-around good person that I am. Quantum computing is cognizant of the fact that you deny the Lord's Prayer and you want to murder people over what you want, and you put the planet, the species, and the ecosystem at risk through doing your Paris Summit's wackadoodle bullshit. It's a contract. Sign the contract. Don't sign the contract. Just walk away, Renee. You won't see me follow you back home. Right? So, guys, life's eternal and grace is infinite. And, so everything will be all right. Just, like Judy said with the person hanging from a cliff and, asking God for help, well, have faith and jump. And how many times do you guys always ask Jesus, as a God or just God or whatever in general, for help, for stuff that you did? Okay, that's the whole thing I don't understand. Is these people they pray to Jesus not to die, and it's like, okay, because he was resurrected, you think he got to, and he didn't have no, the crucifixion was not painful at all. No, it was comfortable. It was real fun. Yeah. So walk through the park. Oh, it's great. Hey, it's like Mr. Deeds. They hit him in the foot and he doesn't feel a thing. Oh yeah, it feels no pain whatsoever. It's like that crazy wackadoodle TV show where the guy feels no pain. Yeah, it's Jesus. He's a God. God feels no pain. He feels your pain and suffering and wonder, why are you doing that? Just believe that I'm God and I will take you away to a magic place. Sarcasm. This is all sarcasm, right? So, Earl, look, the whole thing, I had, whatchamacallit in my head tonight while I was sitting here doing stuff. Gilbert O'Sullivan's, Alone Again Naturally. And you're like, listen, in that song, it's like, if he does, he really does it, go, why did he exert me? Guys, forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. Okay, you were going to get married and a girl didn't show up. Okay. And you get that and you listen to the song, it's like, and it is sad, because the mom at 65 years old couldn't understand why the only man she'd ever loved had been taking her, leaving her alone. 65, that's young. Okay. That's very young. And for a life expectancy, if you're living healthy lives. And then the man dying from stress and toxic environments and London's pollution and stress and drugs and, your mother's little helper and these little pills. It's a little yellow pill. Had Dante, please, some more of these outside the door. They took 4 more, right? And so it's horrible, right? And so he has got a point, but the thing about it is if they just listen to Jesus, forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace, wow, that's going to make life a lot better, right? And so, when you stop doing irrational things, that are destructive to your planet and species when you think about what you're doing before you do it. Okay. Yeah, you have an electric car. Yeah, but you're doing it to engage in commerce. You're doing it to engage in philanthropy because you lack the capacity to tell yourself or other people, fuck, I want to live the Lord's Prayer instead of being an idiot paying a paycheck to a fucking asshole who makes me pay for an electric car to live here. That's fucking insane. This one guy, I'm so grateful that Martin, whatever Lopez guy on the news, they're so grateful to have this car. It's like, why? Okay. Live the Lord's Prayer. Then be grateful for the things that you do to make sure that life share, caregiving, accordance, be built to last. Understand Proverbs, live Proverbs. Okay, do that. Then be grateful about every day. Okay, but if you're not living the Lord's Prayer and you're not living Proverbs and you don't have the faith of Psalms, why are you grateful for destroying people's lives with your selfish stupidity? Okay, that's wrong to be grateful for that. Okay, it's right to be grateful for the gift of life and the glory of God. It's right to be grateful for the things that provide our lives and understanding the balance and harmony needed to continue a life of sacrifice through loving one another. That's right to be grateful for. But if you're not understanding that, you're not thinking that, and speaking that, and sharing that, you really have no right to be grateful for what the fuck you're doing. Okay? You're self-destructive. You're distracted. You're irrational. Now, I know most of you, it's not your fault. I know it's the wackadoodle assholes in close proximity to me that think they control the world and control the language, and he's wrong. I'm wrong. They're right. Everybody's an asshole that will manipulate technology to manipulate you with money and make your life miserable if you don't submit to their grandeur and their greatness. It's like, this is the part about the Bible where they talk about the devil and the Lord and the glory of God and the devil denying the glory of God and trying to replace the glory of God with the devil's ego. Okay, you guys get it? Okay. So I'm going to try to get this one loaded quickly. Let's see what we can do. We'll be like the guy with the nice little African accent riding bikes on Facebook, right? See what we can do. Forgive debt and trespass, love one, the eternal faithful peace, walk away from the money fuck fest, and then you'll know what you can do. Okay, guys, I love you, all right? Peace out, man.